MATATAG Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5, Action Verb and Tenses of the Verb. Hello kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn another lesson in English 4? If yes, then let's start. Our topic is about action verb and tenses of the verb. This is teacher Aika, your online teacher. For our learning competency, compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Lesson objectives. First, define and identify the action verb. Second, use the tenses of verbs, simple present, simple past, and simple future. Third, use the correct voice of the verb. Fourth, identify descriptive or qualitative or attributive adjectives. And fifth, give and compose the characteristics of a complex sentence. Here are the content of our lesson. A. Action verb. B. Tenses of the verb. C. Voices of the verb. D. Adjectives. And E. Complex sentence. Let's have first vocabulary. Directions: unscramble the letter to get the correct answer. First, these are words that express actions. The correct answer is verbs. Second, tense of a verb that is used to express an action that occurs in the present, a habitual action, or a general truth or fact. The correct answer is present tense. Third, tense of a verb that expresses an action that will take place in the future. The correct answer is future tense. Fourth, are words that describe or modify nouns or pronouns. The correct answer is adjectives. Fifth, performs the action or the doer of the action. The correct answer is subject. For today's lesson, our topic is about action verb. What do you know about action verb? Can you share it to the class? Now, listen as the teacher reads the paragraph, then answer the questions that follow. Today is our rest day. I look outside and see the raindrops fall. It is really the beginning of the rainy season. Mother cooks merienda for us. He watched children's show while father reads the newspaper. After watching, I played board games with my siblings. Now, what are the action words in the paragraph? Let's see. This time, let us circle all the action words. Today is our rest day. I look outside and see the raindrops fall. It is really the beginning of the rainy season. Mother cooks merienda for us. We watch children's shows while Father reads the newspaper. After watching, I played board games with my siblings. The action verbs in the paragraph are look, cook, watch, read, and played. Now, can you give other action words? Here are my examples. Explore, create, gather, solve, prepare. Next, discuss, teach, clean, travel, celebrate. Now, let us answer the questions. Number 1, what can we see outside the house? The answer, we can see the raindrops falling outside the house. Number 2, what can we say about the raindrops? The answer, the raindrops indicate that it is the beginning of the rainy season. Number 3, what does Mother do? Mother cooks merienda for the family. Number 4, what does Father do? Father reads the newspaper. Number 5, what do the children do? The children watch children's shows and play board games with their siblings. This time, let's read another paragraph, then choose the action words. I woke up early in the morning. I brushed my teeth and walked to the kitchen. I smelled the fried fish that Mother cooked. I prepared a cup of milk and spread peanut butter in the hot pandesal. I smiled because I was satisfied with the delicious breakfast that Mother prepared. This time, let us encircle all the action verbs. I woke up early in the morning. I brushed my teeth and walked to the kitchen. I smelled the fried fish that Mother cooked. I prepared a cup of milk and spread peanut butter in the hot pandesal. I smiled because I was satisfied with the delicious breakfast that Mother prepared. So now, let's read the action words in the paragraph. Woke, brushed, walked, smelled. Cooked, prepared, spread, and smile. And here are some other examples of action words. Let us identify the verb in the sentences. Number 1, the boys will practice for their competition next week. The verb is will practice. Number 2, we will get high grades if we study hard. The verb is will get. Number 3, all players will do their best to win the game. The verb is will do. Number 4, they will get ready for the practice tomorrow. Will do their best to win the game. The verbs are will get and will do. Number 5, they will prepare snacks later. The verb is will prepare. These are the words that express actions. They are essential for conveying what someone or something is doing, has done, or will do. This is what we called tenses of the verbs. So now let's have verbs first. Verbs are action words and they have tenses. Tenses of the verbs. Tenses of the verbs tell when an action is done. So if you see the word time, what comes into your mind? When I hear time in relation to tenses, I think about when actions happen, whether they are happening now, happened before, or will happen later. Let's have the set A sentences. A pilot operates an airplane. What do you think is the verb in the sentence? It's operates. Number 2, teachers help us to learn. And the verb in the sentence is help. Number 3, every afternoon young children sleep. The verb is sleep. Number 4, boys play basketball every weekend. The verb is play. Number 5, Julia travels every month. The verb is travels. Good job, kids! Now, what are the action words in the given sentences? Operates, help, sleep, play, travels are examples of action words that we call verbs. Again, verbs. So when do these actions take place? These actions take place in the present time. Thus, they are verbs in the present tense. So what is a present tense? Present tense describes action that is happening now or regularly. Let's try to look at the examples. Pilot operates. Pilot is in singular and operates is in singular form also. And this means singular noun pilot matches with singular verb operates. Next, we have Julia travels. Julia is singular and travels is singular, which means singular noun Julia matches with singular verb travels. Next example, teachers help. Teachers and help is in plural form, which means plural noun teachers matches with base form verb help. Next, children and sleep. Children and sleep are in plural form, which means plural noun children matches with base form verb sleep. The last one, boys play. Boys is in plural and play is in plural form also, which means that plural noun boys matches with base form verb play. Always remember that singular subjects must have singular verbs, while plural subjects must have plural verbs. Let's have the example for simple present tense of the verb. The dog barks loudly. Dog is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Barks is the action word. This sentence describes what the dog does regularly or right now. Number 2, she reads a book every night. She is the subject, reads is the action word. This sentence tells us that reading a book is something she does regularly every night. Third, they eat lunch at school. They is the subject, eat is the action word. And this sentence explains that eating lunch is an activity they do at school. Let us read these sentences. Number 1, she visited her grandmother last week. The verb is visited. Number 2, we watched a movie at the theater yesterday. The verb is watched. Number 3, they played basketball in the covered court last Saturday. The verb is played. Number 4, they swam in the river last Friday. The verb is swam. Number 5, the lady sang on the stage last Monday. The verb is sang. Now, let us study the following. First column, we have the present tense, and second column, we have the past tense. So now, let's start with visit. Past tense of visit is visited. Watched, watched. Play, played. Swim, swam. Sing, sung. Now, the verbs in the second column are in the past tense. Visited, watched, played are called regular verbs, while swam and sung are examples of irregular verbs. So now, using these examples, can you explain how a regular verb and an irregular verb are formed? Always remember that regular verbs, these are formed by adding ed to the base form to create the past tense, while irregular verbs do not follow a consistent pattern for forming the past tense. Their past tense forms are unique and must be learned individually. simple past tense of a verb. It describes action that happened and finished in the past. Now, let's see examples of simple past tense of the verb. First, she walked to school yesterday. She is the subject or the topic of the sentence, and walked is the verb. Walked shows that she went to school in the past, specifically yesterday. Second, they ate pizza last night. They is the subject of the sentence. Ate is the verb. Ate tells us that they had pizza in the past last night. Third example, he played a game on Saturday. He is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Played is the verb. And played means he had fun with the game in the past, on Saturday. For set B sentences, number 1, we will visit Grandma in the province in May. What is the verb? We will. Number 2, I shall finish my work before bedtime. The verb is shall finish. Number 3, she will swim in the pool tomorrow. The verb is will swim. Number 4, my brother will fix the faucet on Saturday. The verb is will fix. And number 5, the learners shall present their project on Tuesday. The verb is shall present. Now, what are the action words in the sentence? Number 1, will visit. Number 2, shall visit. Number 3, will swim. Number 4, will swim. And number 5, shall present. What do we call these verbs? These are verbs in the simple future tense. Here are the examples. She will walk to school tomorrow. She is the subject. Will walk is the verb. And will walk shows that she plans to go to school in the future, specifically tomorrow. Second, they will eat pizza next weekend. They is the subject or the topic of the sentence. Will eat is the verb. And will eat means they will have pizza in the future next weekend. Next, third example, he will play a game after school. He is the subject. Will play is the verb. Will play indicates that he plans to play a game in the future after school. So when we say simple future tense of the verb, it describes actions that will happen in the future. Can you explain how to form the simple future tense of a verb? Okay, to form the simple future tense, first, use will or shall for some cases. Second, add the base form of the verb. And here's the formula. Subject plus will plus base verb. Now, what do you have to remember about tenses of the verb? Present tense. The simple present tense of the verb is used to express an action that occurs in the present, a habitual action or a general truth or fact. It is formed by adding s or es or s form. When a singular verb ends in y preceded by a consonant, change y to I, then add es. It is also formed by retaining its original form or its base form. Next, we have past tense. The simple past tense of a verb is used to describe an action that happened in the past or before the present time. Regular verbs form their past tense by adding d or ed to their base form. Irregular verbs form their past tense by retaining their base form or changing their spelling. Let's have an activity. Visual verb quest. Write the action verbs shown in these pictures. Number 1, eat. Correct. Number 2, play. Correct. Number 3, it's jog. Correct. Number 4, sing. Correct. And last, number 5, pray. It's correct. Good job, kids! Our next activity is about verb identification challenge. Choose the verb or action verb in each sentence and write it on your paper. Number 1, the lovely lady sings a beautiful song. Number 2, the dog barks at the mailman. Number 3, they dance to the music. Number 4, Geraldine writes a letter to her sister. Number 5, he plucks the cord of the guitar. Number 6, James ate 2 slices of cake. Number 7, Peter and Simon play tennis twice a week. Number 8, he drives the new car. And number 9, Michelle watches a movie. Number 10, Samuel jumps on the floor. And here are the answers. Number 1, sings. Number 2, barks. Number 3, dance. Number 4, writes. And number 5, plucks. Number 6, 8. Number 7, play. Number 8, drives. Number 9, watches. And number 10, jumps. Next, we have tenses of verb. Letter A, identify the tense of the underlined verb in the sentence. Number 1, Joel ran to the other side of the street a while ago. Number 2, Myla will play volleyball for the tournament. Number 3, the man walked around the plaza. Number 4, the children sing the national anthem. Number 5, the girl jumped over the rope. And here are the answers. Number 1, it's past tense. Number 2, future tense. Number 3, past tense. Number 4, present tense. And number 5, past tense. Letter B, you have to choose the correct verb in each sentence. Number 1, last night she eats dinner with her family. Number 2, they finishes their project last Saturday. Number 3, I will read a mystery book on Sunday. And number 4, will go to the zoo next week. Number 5, the flowers bloomed beautifully now. And here are the answers. Number 1, 8. Number 2, finished. Number 3, read. Number 4, will go. Number 5, bloom. So, task questions, what are the tenses of the verb? And lesson activity, the teacher will divide the class into 4 groups. Each group will be given different sets of activities. For group number 1, identify the verbs used in the sentences. Number 1, the artist painted a colorful picture of the garden. Number 2, the sun shines brightly in the sky. Number 3, Eliza plays the piano beautifully. Number 4, the children laugh loudly at the clown. And number 5, the teacher explained the lesson very well. And here are the answers. Number 1, painted. Number 2, shines. Number 3, plays. Number 4, laugh. And number 5, explained. For group number 2, identify the appropriate verbs for the following sentences. Number 1, we pray, play, run inside the church. Number 2, father works, plays, teaches on the farm. Number 3, my brother plays, prays, dances the badminton in the plaza. Number 4, Willie waters, drinks, eats the plants every afternoon. And number 5, Rosa reads, looks, smiles an exciting book during the weekend. And here's the answer. Number 1, pray. Number 2, works. Number 3, plays. Number 4, waters. And number 5, reads. For group number 3, identify the tense of the verb. Write simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, went. Number 2, will study. Number 3, go. Number 4, praise. And number 5, cook. And here are the answers. Number 1, simple past. Number 2, simple future. Number 3, simple present. Number 4, simple present. Number 5, simple present. For group number 4, identify the verbs in the sentences, then write if is simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, the rose blooms beautifully. Number 2, we will go to the beach on Saturday. Number 3, we attended church service last Sunday. Number 4, the farmers gather vegetables on the farm. And number 5, the learners will pass their project on time. And here are the answers. Number 1, present tense. Number 2, future tense. Number 3, past tense. Number 4, present tense. And number 5, future tense. And for the last group, number 4, identify the verbs in the sentences, then write if it is simple present, simple past, or simple future. Number 1, the rose blooms beautifully. Number 2, we will go to the beach on Saturday. Number 3, we attended church service last Sunday. And number 4, the farmers gather vegetables on the farm. And last, number 5, the learners will pass their projects on time. And here are the answers. Number 1, simple present. Number 2, simple future. Number 3, simple past. Number 4, simple present. And number 5, simple future. Good job, kids! And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5. Voices of the verbs. Good day, kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn another lesson in English 4? Then, let's start! Our topic for today is about voices of the verbs. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Learning competencies and objectives. Compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Number 1, define and identify the action verb. Number 2, use the tenses of verbs, simple present, simple past, and simple future. Number 3, use the correct voice of the verb. Number 4, identify descriptive or qualitative or attributive adjectives. Number 5, give and compose the characteristics of a complex sentence. Content: A. Action verb. B. Tenses of the verb. C. Voices of the verb. D. Adjectives. And E. Complex sentence. Before we have another lesson, let's have a short review. What is a verb? A verb is a word that describes an action, state, or occurrence. It is a central component of a sentence and often indicates what is happening or what someone is doing. Here are examples of verbs. Run. He runs every morning. The verb is run. Next, think. He thinks deeply. The verb is think. Third, write. They write letters. The verb is write. This time, let's read story number 1. The title is Recognition Day. It was Friday afternoon. The teacher announced the names of the achievers, especially those who will receive the With Honors Award. The deserving learners will be recognized. They will receive awards for their performances and achievements for the school year. Ryan and Sunny, being included in the list, were very happy. Their parents were proud of them. This time, let's have some comprehension questions. Number 1, who will be recognized? The answer, The deserving learners will be recognized. Number 2, who will receive an award? The answer, Ryan and Sunny will receive an award. Number 3, who announced the names of the achievers? The answer, the teacher announced the names of the achievers. Number 4, who called the names of the with honors awardees? The answer, the teacher called the names of the with honors awardees. Let's have the second story about love for mother. A special day for their mother was wished by Joe, Jana, and Joanne. It was their mother's birthday. Mother is loved by them. To show that they really love her, especially on her birthday, was wanted by her children. A bag was given by Joe, but then he went out to bike with his friends. A beautiful blouse was given by Jana, but requested her for a new cell phone on her birthday. A simple card was made by Joanne. Mother was hugged and kissed by her. Now, let's have comprehension questions. Number 1, whose birthday was celebrated? The answer, their mother's birthday was celebrated. Number 2, what was given by Joe? The answer, a bag was given by Joe. Number 3, what was given by Jana? The answer, a beautiful blouse was given by Jana. Number 4, what was given by Joanne? The answer, a simple card was made by Joanne. This time, let's discuss what a voice is. Voice tells us whether the subject of a sentence is doing the action or receiving it. So there are two kinds of voice. First, we have active voice, which means the sentence starts with the person or thing doing the action. Next, we have passive voice. Passive voice means the sentence starts with the person or thing receiving the action. For us to understand this better, let's have examples. Active voice. Active voice is when the subject of the sentence performs the action. Here are the examples. Number 1, they will receive awards for their performances and achievements. Number 2, the teacher announced the names of the achievers. Number 3, she called the names of the with honors awardees. Let's have the first example for active voice. Here's the sentence. The teacher announced the names of the achievers. In this sentence, the subject is the teacher, and the teacher is performing the action of announcing. The focus is on the teacher doing the announcing, while the names of the achievers is the object receiving the action. Here is the second example. The sentence, she called the names of the with honors awardees. So in this sentence, she is the subject performing the action of calling. The action is directed at the names of the with honors awardees, which is the object of the action. The focus is on who is doing the calling. It's she. And what is being called? The names. Next, we have passive voice. Passive voice is when the subject of the sentence receives the action instead of doing it. Examples: a special day for their mother was wished by Joe, Jana, and Joanne. Number 2, mother is loved by them. Number 3, a bag was given by Joe. Now, let's go with the first example for passive voice. Sentence: a special day for their mother was wished by Joe, Jana, and Joanne. So, in this sentence, the special day is the subject receiving the action of wishing. The action is performed by Joe, Jana, and Joanne, who are the agents or the doer of the action. The focus is on the special day being wished for, rather than on who is performing the wishing. The doers of the action are mentioned at the end of the story. Here's the second example. Mother is loved by them. In this sentence, the mother is the subject receiving the action of love. The action is performed by them, who are the agents or the doer of the action. The focus is on mother being loved rather than on who is doing the loving. Let's have now an activity about voices of verbs. Directions: for each sentence below, write A if it is active and P if it is passive voice. Number 1, the pilot flew the plane. Number 2, the plane was flown by the pilot. Number 3, the two officials are signing the document. Number 4, the cat chased the rat. And number 5, the entire building was painted by Ron. And here are the answers. Number 1 is A, active. Number 2, it's B, passive. Number 3, A, active. Number 4, A, active. Number 5, it's letter P, passive. Next, we have directions. Read each sentence and change it from active voice to passive voice. Example: active voice, the teacher read us a book. Passive voice, the book was read to us by the teacher. Number 1, Don shot the basketball at the hoop. Number 2, the boy carried the bucket of water. Number 3, Stephen kicked the soccer ball. Number 4, the boys watched a movie. Number 5, the man watered his lawn. Now here's the answer. Number 1, the basketball was shot at the hoop by Don. Number 2, the bucket of water was carried by the boy. Number 3, the soccer ball was kicked by Stephen. Number 4, a movie was watched by the boys. And number 5, the lawn was watered by the man. Letter C, directions. Change each sentence from passive voice into active voice. Number 1, the winner will be announced by the team. Number 2, the landscape was painted by the artist. Number 3, the damaged car was fixed by the mechanic. Number 4, a new bridge was built by the workers. And number 5, beautiful flowering plants were planted by the gardener. And here are the answers. Number 1, the team will announce the winner. Number 2, the artist painted the landscape. Number 3, the mechanic fixed the damaged car. Number 4, the workers built a new bridge. Number 5, the gardener planted beautiful flowering plants. Next activity, differentiate active voice from passive voice. And here's the answer. Active voice and passive voice are two different ways of structuring sentences, each focusing on different elements of the actions. Next, let's have a group activity. The teacher will divide the class into 3 groups, and each group will be given different sets of achievements. Differentiated group activities. Letter A, identify the voice of the verb in each sentence. Number 1, the letter was written by Rina. Number 2, the teacher gave the learners a challenging project. Number 3, the old house was damaged by a strong storm. Number 5, the movie was watched by millions of people. Number 6, the company produces high-quality products. And here are the answers. Number 1, passive voice. Number 2, active voice. Number 3, passive voice. Number 4, passive voice. And number 5, active voice. Letter B, change the active voice to passive voice. Example, active voice, mother cleans the room every day. Passive voice, the room is cleaned by mother every day. Number 1, people play badminton and tennis on the racket court. Number 2, we hold journalism competitions every day. Number 3, the janitor cleans the restroom every day. Number 4, the teacher teaches English every day. And number 5, she made a clay doll. And here are the answers. Number 1, badminton and tennis are played on the racket court by people. Number 2, journalism competitions are held every day by us. Number 3, the restroom is cleaned every day by the janitor. Number 4, English is taught every day by the teacher. And number 5, a clay doll was made by her. Let's have letter C. Change the passive voice to active voice. Example, passive voice, I am loved by him. Active voice, he loves me. Number 1, the mangoes are washed by Bob. Number 2, the piano is being played by Sheena. Number 3, the beautiful landscape was painted by him. Number 4, the playground was cleaned by the kids. And number 5, an experiment was conducted by the scientists. Here is the answer. Number 1, Bob washes the mangoes. Number 2, Sheena is playing the piano. Number 3, he painted the beautiful landscape. Number 4, the kids cleaned the playground. Number 5, the scientists conducted an experiment. And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5, Adjectives. Hello kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn a new lesson in English 4? If yes, let's start. Our topic is about adjectives. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. For our learning competency, compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Lesson objectives. First, define and identify the action verb. Second, use the tenses of verbs, simple present, simple past, and simple future. Third, use the correct voice of the verb. Fourth, identify descriptive or qualitative or attributive adjectives. And fifth, give and compose the characteristics of a complex sentence. Here are the content of our lesson. A. Action verb. B. Tenses of the verb. C. Voices of the verb. D. Adjectives. And E. Complex sentence. Today, we will study another part of speech which we call adjectives. Let's read the paragraph, then answer the questions that follow. I love Sundays because I have the time to relax. After doing household chores, I play with my furry cat together with my younger sister. We play in the wide front yard. We stay in a shady place. My cat likes to climb tall trees. When we become tired, we sit on a soft sofa and rest on a comfortable bed. Now, let us answer the questions. Number 1. What is a relaxing day? Answer: a day to unwind and enjoy yourself. Number 2. Why is Sunday a relaxing day? The answer: because there's time to relax, play, and enjoy comfortable activities. Number 3. What are the describing words used in the paragraph? The answer: furry, wide, shady, tall, soft, and comfortable. This time, let us read the paragraph, then encircle all the describing words. I love Sundays because I have the time to relax. After doing household chores, I play with my furry cat together with my younger sister. We play in the wide front yard. We stay in a shady place. My cat likes to climb tall trees. When we become tired, we sit on a soft sofa and rest on a comfortable bed. So the describing words are the following: furry, wide, shady, tall, soft, comfortable. This time, let us study the underlined nouns. Number 1, what is a cat? Number 2, what word describes the cat? Number 3, what is a front yard? What word describes the tree? Number 5, what word describes the bed? To what part of speech are the words cat, front yard, tree, and bed categorized? The words cat, front yard, tree, and bed are categorized as nouns. And as we all know, nouns are words that name people, places, things, animals, or ideas. So what do adjectives mean? What is the importance of using adjectives in sentences? Adjectives are words that provide more information about nouns, giving extra details. They are important because they enhance clarity and add richness to our sentences. Let us define descriptive adjectives. Descriptive adjectives are words that describe a person, a place, a thing, an animal, an event, or an idea. And here are the examples. Number 1, bright colors. Number 2, big mountains. Number 3, cold snow. Number 5, tasty food. Number 6, old tree. Number 7, pretty house. Number 8, happy smile. Number 9, fun music. And number 10, nice dress. Remember, descriptive adjectives give a clearer picture of nouns or pronouns in the sentence. So let's have an activity. Read the text, then answer the questions that follow. The title of the paragraph is about a visit to Mayon volcano. The group of scouts went to a field trip. They were amazed by the beautiful scenery. The volcano stands tall and proud. It is a perfect colonial shape. The surroundings are green. As they reached the foot of the volcano, they felt the gentle breeze on their skin and inhaled the fragrant smell of blooming flowers from the nearby field. The air was fresh. They heard the sweet melodic song of the bird. Their hearts were full of gratitude for the unforgettable experience. So this time, let us encircle all the describing words or adjective in the paragraph. First, we have beautiful, tall, proud, perfect, colonial, green, gentle, fragrant, blooming, fresh, sweet, melodic, unforgettable. Let's read again. Beautiful, tall, proud, perfect, colonial, green, gentle, fragrant, blooming, sweet, melodic, fresh, and unforgettable. Let's have more examples of descriptive adjectives. First, we have beautiful scenery. Beautiful is the adjective, scenery is the noun. Number 2, blooming flowers. Blooming is the adjective, flowers is the noun. Fragrant, perfume. Fragrant is the adjective, perfume is the noun. Next, green surroundings. Green is the adjective, surroundings is the noun. Next, we have brown table. Brown is the adjective, table is the noun. Let's have another activity. Directions: identify the adjective which best describes each picture. Choose the answer from the box. And here are the choices: big, cute, small, blue, and tall. Take a look at these pictures. First picture, tall. Second picture, it's long. Third picture, it's big. Fourth picture, it's blue. And fifth picture, it's cute. Next, we have directions. Choose the descriptive adjective in the sentence. Number 1, the young boy climbed the mango tree. The adjective in the sentence is young. It modifies the noun boy. Number 2, the friendly cashier greeted me at the store. The adjective in the sentence is friendly. It modifies the noun cashier. Number 3, the good doctor listened to the nurses. The adjective in the sentence is good. It modifies the noun doctor. Number 4, the talented musician played the violin. The adjective in the sentence is talented. It modifies the noun musician. Number 5, the elegant ballerina performed on the stage. The adjective in the sentence is elegant. It modifies the noun ballerina. Letter B, directions. Choose the appropriate descriptive adjectives to complete the sentences. Number 1, the butterfly landed on the colorful, kind, or strong flowers. The answer is colorful. Number 2, we enjoyed a delicious, precious, or high meal at the new restaurant? The answer is delicious. Number 3, the kind, large, small elephant sounds loudly at the zoo. The correct answer is large. Number 4, the big, fragrant, red flowers fill the room with a pleasant aroma. The answer is fragrant. Number 5, Lorna's long, short, wooden hair flowed down to her shoulders. The answer is long. This time, let's have a group activity. This is a differentiated group activity. Directions: the teacher will divide the class into 3 groups. Each group will be given different sets of activities. Letter A. Identify the adjective used in the sentences. Number 1, I like to see the blue sky. Number 2, the large elephant marched through the jungle. Number 3, she wants to use a soft blanket. Number 4, the delicious aroma of bread makes me hungry. Number 5, I used to play under the old Nara tree. Let's see the answers. Number 1, blue modifies sky. Number 2, large modifies elephant. Number 3, soft modifies blanket. Number 4, delicious modifies aroma. And number 5, old modifies Nara tree. Letter B. Use the appropriate adjective to complete the sentences. Choose your answer inside the parentheses. Number 1, the carabao is a small, large, tiny animal. Number 2, the flowers in the garden are so ugly, kind, or beautiful. Number 3, the library has a collection of kind, old, or colorful books. Number 4, the giraffe in the zoo is extremely short, tall, or wide. Number 5, it is hard for me to climb the small, high, or short mountain. And here are the answers. Number 1, the carabao is a large animal. Number 2, the flowers in the garden are so beautiful. Number 3, the library has a collection of old books. Number 4, the giraffe in the zoo is extremely tall. Number 5, it is hard for me to climb the high mountain. Letter C. Construct a sentence for each of the following nouns using an appropriate descriptive adjective. Number 1, cake. Number 2, rainbow. Number 3, beach. Number 4, friend. And number 5, umbrella. Let's see the possible answers. Number 1, cake. The chocolate cake was tasty. Number 2, rainbow. The bright rainbow was beautiful. Number 3, beach. The sandy beach was fun. Number 4, friend. My best friend is kind. And number 5, umbrella. She used a red umbrella in the rain. And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you! Matatag Curriculum, English Grade 4, Quarter 1, Lesson 5, Complex Sentence. Hello kids! How are you today? Are you ready to learn another lesson in English 4? If yes, let's start. Our topic for today is about complex sentence. This is teacher Aika, your online teacher. For our learning competency, compose appropriate sentences for clarity and coherence. Lesson objectives. First, define and identify the action verb. Second, use the tenses of verbs, simple present, simple past, and simple future. Third, use the correct voice of the verb. Fourth, identify descriptive or qualitative or attributive adjectives. And fifth, give and compose the characteristics of a complex sentence. Here are the content of our lesson. A. Action verb. B. Tenses of the verb. C. Voices of the verb. D. Adjectives. And E. Complex sentence. Imagine a sentence is like a building. A simple sentence is like a tiny house, easy and clear. A complex sentence is like a tall building with many floors. Each floor is linked by bridges, which is the dependent clauses, to the main floor, which is the independent clause. These bridges make the building or the sentence more interesting and complete. Let's have the sun. What can you say about the sun? First, the sun shines brightly. Second, the sun shines brightly today. Third, we can play outdoor games because the sun shines brightly. Fourth, the sun shines brightly so we cannot go out and play because it is so hot. And fifth, the sun shines brightly so we can go hiking in the mountains. Number 1, the sun shines brightly. This is a simple sentence. It has one main idea. The sun is shining brightly. It tells us what is happening right now in a clear and straightforward way. Number 2, the sun shines brightly today. This is also a simple sentence. It has the same main idea as the first sentence but adds an extra detail. It is talking about what's happening today. It tells us that the sun is shining brightly specifically on this day. Number 3, The sun shines brightly so that mother can dry our clothes outside. This is a complex sentence. This sentence has two parts. The main part is the sun shines brightly, and the additional part is so that mother can dry our clothes outside. The second part explains the purpose or reason why the sun shining brightly is important. Number 4, we can play outside games because the sun shines brightly. This is a complex sentence. This sentence also has two parts. The main part is we can play outdoor games. And the additional part is because the sun shines brightly. The second part explains the reason why we are able to play outdoor games. Number 5. The sun shines brightly, so we cannot go out and play because it is so hot. This is a complex sentence. This sentence has two parts. The main part is the sun shines brightly, and the additional part is so we can go hiking in the mountains. The second part explains the result or effect of the sun shining brightly. Number 6. The sun shines brightly so we can go hiking in the mountains. This is a complex sentence. The main part is the sun shines brightly, and the second part is so we can go hiking in the mountains. The second part explains the purpose or result of the sun shining brightly, showing why it's good or it's a good day for hiking. Now, let us define what a complex sentence is. A complex sentence is made up of a main or independent clause and one or more subordinate or dependent clauses. A main or independent clause. A main or independent clause has a subject and a predicate, and it can stand alone. Example, the kids played outside because the weather was nice. The independent clause is the kids played outside. This part can be a complete sentence by itself. It tells us what the kids did. Now, let us talk about the subordinate conjunctions. The subordinate conjunctions after, although, as if, as long as, before, unless, since, so that, than, whenever, until, when, and while are used to introduce the subordinate or dependent clause. Now, let us talk about subordinate clause or dependent clause. It is like a part of a sentence that doesn't make sense alone. It needs more information to be complete. Example, the kids played outside because the weather was nice. The dependent clause is because the weather was nice. This part cannot be a complete sentence on its own. It explains the reason why the kids played outside, but it needs the independent clause to make complete sense. Let's have an activity A. Read each sentence carefully. Identify the independent clause. Example: the teacher was proud of her learners because they worked hard. The independent clause: the teacher was proud of her learners. Number 1. Because my coffee was cold, I heated it in the microwave oven. Number 2. Although he did not qualify in the semi-final round, he still feels proud of himself. Number 3. She returned the computer after she noticed the damage. Number 4. Whenever prices go up, you should buy less products. Number 5. When the timing is right, all my plans will happen. Let's have the answers. Number 1. I heated it in the microwave oven. Number 2. He still feels proud of himself. Number 3. She returned the computer. Number 4. You should buy fewer products. Number 5. All my plans will happen. Activity letter B. Read the sentences carefully and identify the dependent clause. Example: Realine wants to be a doctor because she loves helping people. The dependent clause is because she loves helping people. Number 1. She studied very hard because she wants to get good grades. Number 2. I will go to the park if it stops raining. Number 3. She stayed home because she was feeling sick. Number 4. The cat ran away when the dog barked loudly. Number 5. I will help you with your assignment if you need assistance. Here are the answers. Number 1. Because she wants to get good grades. Number 2. If it stops raining. Number 3. Because she was feeling sick. Number 4. When the dog barked loudly. Number 5. If you need assistance. Activity letter C. Compose a complex sentence using the words below. Example: because. The answer: because he studied, he passed the exam. Here are the words. Number 1, after. Number 2, unless. Number 3, although. Number 4, whenever. And number 5, wherever. Let's have the answers. Number 1, after. After she ate lunch, she played with her toys. Number 2, unless. You can go outside unless it rains. Number 3, although. Although it was cold, she wore a jacket. Number 4, whenever. Whenever he visits, he brings a gift. Number 5, wherever. She finds her cat wherever she looks. This time, let's have a group activity. Differentiated group activities. Directions: the teacher will divide the class into 3 groups. Each group will be given different sets of activities. Activity letter A. Identify if the sentence is a complex sentence or not. Number 1. Although it is raining, they decided to go for a hike in the hill. Number 2. They arrived at the party late because of the heavy traffic. Number 3. They traveled to Palawan last year. Number 4. In order to succeed, one must be talented and dedicated to his work. Number 5. He felt confident about the interview. Here's the answer. Number 1 is complex sentence. Number 2, complex sentence. Number 3, not a complex sentence. Number 4, complex sentence. Number 5, not a complex sentence. Activity letter B. Identify the independent clause. Number 1. When we went to the park, the fireworks display began. Number 2. Although I enjoyed hiking, I prefer swimming in the ocean. Number 3. She sings beautifully whenever she is in good mood. Number 4. We decided to stay indoors because it is raining. And number 5. The city comes alive at night because the streetlights turn on after the sun sets. The answers: number 1, the fireworks display began. Number 2, I prefer swimming in the ocean. Number 3, she sings beautifully. Number 4, we decided to stay indoors. Number 5, the city comes alive at night. Activity letter C. Combine the following pairs of sentences into a complex sentence. Number 1, he missed the bus. He had to walk to school. Number 2, the museum was closing. We hurried to see the last exhibit. Number 3, the storm was strong. The event was postponed. Answers: he missed the bus, so he had to walk to school. Number 2, we hurried to see the last exhibit because the museum was closing. Number 3, the event was postponed because the storm was strong. Let's have the formative assessment for this week's lesson. Letter A. Read the sentences, then identify the verbs used in the sentence. Number 1. She draws a beautiful picture. Number 2. They swam in the pool last night. Number 3. I will finish my work before the weekend. Number 4. Sonny studies his lesson every night. And number 5. Mother will cook pinakbet later on. Answers: number 1, draws. Number 2, swam. Number 3, will finish. Number 4, studies. Number 5, will cook. Activity letter B. Use the correct tense of the verbs to complete the sentences. Number 1. Andrew told his mother about the incident that happened yesterday. Number 2. She exercised in the plaza now. Number 3, they visited, visit, will visit the museum on Saturday. Number 4, he writes, written a letter to his friend. Number 5, the sun rises, will rise in the east every morning. The answers: number 1, told. Number 2, exercises. Number 3, will visit. Number 4, wrote. Number 5, rises. Activity letter C. Identify the tense of the verb. Write simple present tense or simple past tense. Number 1, the moon shines brightly tonight. Number 2, father gave mother some fresh roses on their 20th wedding anniversary. Number 3, the chocolate cake tastes sweet. Number 4, the teachers collected the plastic containers. Number 5, the boys played basketball the entire morning. Answers: number 1, simple present tense. Number 2, simple past tense. Number 3, simple present tense. Number 4, simple past tense. Number 5, simple past tense. Activity letter D. Choose the best adjectives from the option to complete the sentences. Number 1, the artist painted the beautiful, exciting, surprising sunset. Number 2, the movie had a funny, scary, suspenseful scene that made everyone laugh. Number 3, the cruel, energetic, sad dog plays with a cat. Number 4, the magician did exciting, friendly, ugly tricks that the children enjoyed. Number 5, the little dark gigantic stars appeared in the sky at night. Answers: number 1, beautiful. Number 2, funny. Number 3, energetic. Number 4, exciting. Number 5, gigantic. Activity letter E. Construct complex sentences using the simple sentences below. Use an appropriate subordinating conjunction. Example: the child likes to sing. The answer: the child likes to sing because it makes her happy. Number 1, they visited the farm. Number 2, she baked cookies. Number 3, he studied hard. Number 4, she waters the plants. Number 5, grandma reads the books. And here are the possible answers. Number 1, they visited the farm because they wanted to see animals. Number 2, she baked cookies because she wanted a treat. Number 3, he studied hard because he wanted to do well. Number 4, she waters the plants when they are dry. Number 5, grandma reads the books when she has time. And that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!